Nomadic Fanatic and Diana do a Q&A, and they go to a blueberry festival. All right, tomorrow's a big day. Tomorrow morning we get up and we leave for the month of September. So I have some jerky I'm making. Yes, I got some jerky in the dehydrator, dehydrating for a little road snack. A little tip for that, if you want to make your own jerky, get eye of round or something similar. You don't want, you want the opposite of what you want when you're eating carnivore, like a ribeye with all the fat. You want a very, very lean piece of meat because the fat, it doesn't dry out in the dehydrator. It stays gummy and chewy and kind of gross and nasty. So to make actual jerky, you want a very, very lean piece of meat. So let's go out and get ready for tomorrow. So first things first is I go over and I do my pre-flight inspection. That's right. Airplanes, whether it's their first, third, or 300th flight, they always do a pre-flight inspection. Professional truck drivers, they should at least always do a pre-trip inspection. And any of you nomads, RVers, you guys should be doing them as well. So I'm taking a long trip. We're probably going to be going a little over 1,000 miles. So I'm going to do a pre-flight inspection, if you will. So that means obviously we're going to check fluids and all that good stuff, even down to the windshield washer fluid, because you just never know what you're going to run into on a trip. So you always want to be prepared and have everything topped off. This wasn't very low, but we're gonna top it off anyway. So while I go running around here and check everything from oil to transmission fluid to everything, we're going to talk about what's been going on with the nomads. I guess we can start with Michael. Looks good. All right. So Mike, he got his water pump that he needed for his RV, thanks to some fine folks who bought it for him, because Mr. Self-Reliant, we know he can't do anything himself, even though he's self-reliant. But yeah, so someone actually bought it for him. So he's got his pump and he's ready to go with that. So now he can wash his stinky ass and do some more cooking with Mike. And then him and Josh went to a car show and ran around, looked at some cars. Some pretty cool cars, but other than that, that video was just, them running around. Oh, and the little dog, Josh's little dog, it does actually walk. He actually put it down and the dog can walk. Now, another thing I check is the tire pressure. Now, you look on the sidewall and it says maximum inflation. So a lot of people, they'll look at that and they'll say, oh, okay, so here it says 51. So they'll go ahead and they'll pump it up to 51 PSI. That's the maximum. If you want to know what it really is, look at the thing on the door. Now, here on the door, it says 35. So I will go probably somewhere between there. So somewhere around 40 PSI, somewhere in there. It's about midway between 35 and the 51. So whether it's, 36 or somewhere, but somewhere between 35 and 40 is what we will be aiming for. So Tater and Diana, they did a little Q&A where they sat down and she had a camera going for her Rumble and Tater had one going for his YouTube, and they did a little Q&A. We really didn't learn too much. I mean, if you watch Nomadic Fanatic, everything that they said, yeah, it was nothing new. They talked about why she's on Rumble and not on YouTube anymore. We all knew that. She kind of said it in a roundabout way. She blamed YouTube for not letting her do her risque stuff and whatever. But anyway, what else was it? Oh, the only really interesting thing was Tater said about why he got rid of Taterland. He's going to do a big full in-depth video about why, but basically it was privacy and he was in fear for his safety. So he just had to, whether he wanted to or not, he was forced to sell Taterland. So as mentioned, Tater and Diana, they went to a blueberry festival. Whatever, it was typical stuff. You know, wherever those two go, it's just a bunch of food and drink, and we get to hear Tater slurp on a cake and all of that other stuff. Tater did sit down with some pastry or whatever that they bought the next day and took a big old swig of sour spoiled milk. That was pretty interesting. Let's see. There was some metal art. It was pretty cool when they were walking around. Lots of art, metal stuff. That was really cool. I was interested and intrigued in that. They left their mooch docking spot and they're going back to the place where they got in trouble for parking. They're going back there, but he said they're not going to be parking in public spaces anymore. He also mentioned that, hey, the cop said that we could easily find the ordinance of why we can't park there, but we looked and looked and looked and they couldn't find it anywhere. Well, it really doesn't matter much, does it, if you can find it or not? If an officer says it's there, it's probably there, and even if it isn't, they don't want you there, so take the hint. Oh, here's something I found interesting. Tater spent $100 on albums. That's right, record albums. You know, good old vinyl. Now, when I think of nomads living in a vehicle that space is a prime commodity and you do everything you can to utilize the space that you have and even get things that serve more than one purpose because the space is limited. When I think of that, the first thing that comes to mind is a record collection. That's what every nomad needs. But hey, that's our Tater. Now, yesterday we did some preparation for our trip tomorrow, and we went to Costco. I got that eye around so I could make the jerky. We got all our prescriptions filled, so we have the stuff enough for the month and more. We get 3 months supplies, but yeah, we had to make sure we had all that so we can take that along. Fueled the old beast up here. We got it full of fuel, ready to go, and did some things like that. Make sure we had little bibs and bobs that we needed. And I actually went out and I picked up a new drill, a corded drill. Someone asked me yesterday in a comment about the little 3-inch buffer pad that I was using when I did the restoring the headlights. That's all it is. It's a little, it goes on a drill. It has a shank that goes into the chuck, and it has a Velcro pad, 3-inch. I got a 3-inch one and a 6-inch one. And then you get little foam pads or the buffer pad, and they go on there. And I like them for, you know, tight little spots like the headlight, or if you're buffing stuff out around a grill and you have little areas, it works. I also have a big 10-inch random orbital buffer, but that little one and the 6-inch one, they both work really good. But the point being was I needed a new drill, a corded drill. Now I have 2 cordless drills. One's a hammer drill and then a regular drill. Well, actually we got 3 because the wife has one for when she does little projects. But it's always nice to have a corded drill. That way you don't have to, oh, the battery's dead, or switching batteries, or buying batteries, or you're doing something and, you know, for a long time, like running a buffer, and all of a sudden it starts, Yeah, just plug it in and it goes. Well, the drill that I was using in that video, it's probably 40 or plus years old, and it finally took shit. It started shorting out. It was cutting on and off. A wiring thing, I'm sure I could have tore it apart and figured it out, but hey, why bother? There's no shame in its game. It lasted a long time. So I went out and got a new one. Harbor Freight, 40 bucks. No, I didn't go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get some contractor, you know, $150 or $300 one. Don't need that. I'm not using it every day for construction. It's just here and there. So the cheap Harbor Freight one, it worked. So it's all down to packing suitcases, getting everything ready, and set by the door so tomorrow we can come out and throw everything in the old Santa Cruz and hit the road. And I'm going to take you guys along on the way down to where we're going. I will show you as we cross into other states and do some things here and there. And then once we get there, I'll show you around. We have a couple places that we're going to go, and I think you'll be entertained. You're going to be surprised and shocked. And yeah, so we're ready to hit the road. I'm excited. I'd like to talk some more, but I got a lot of shit to do. So yeah, I even got to mow the grass because we're going to be going for a month. If I don't mow it, we're going to come back and it's going to be up to my ass. So I got stuff to do. I'll let you guys go, but please do keep an eye out for videos of where I'm going, what I'm doing. And once I get there, I'll be watching the YouTube, so I'll still fill you guys in and make videos like usual. But yeah, I got to go. So till next time, see you when I see you. Later.
What we do here is go back.